Hello, beautiful people. Hey, this video right here is when enough is enough with narcissist abuse. We have to realize it's a certain time at a certain place, but it really is a certain time. We have to make a decision or a choice to leave. That's going to be this video for today. Let's get right into this one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start off with a Bible verse. Matter of fact, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for tuning in to this video. But we're gonna start out with a Bible verse, and like I said, this one is when enough is enough, the shortened version. So here we go. First Bible verse is 1 Peter 2:12. Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable, so that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation. So we always reference, narcissists as evildoers or evil people or demonic and possessed and all these things. So like this Bible verse says, when you're dealing with evildoers, basically, the layman's terms is when you're dealing with evildoers, I say get away from them. And I'm not telling anyone to go out and get a divorce or anything like that. But what I am telling you, if you are in situations where your life is being threatened, you being abused or anything, any kind of form of abuse, we didn't talk about this emotional, financial, physical, all these abuses, but any type of, basically, if you're not feeling safe and you're not feeling in your right mind and things are not right between you and your spouse or you and a boyfriend or girlfriend or an in-law or a mom or dad, whatever the case is, whoever the person is, friend or foe, if you're not comfortable in your own skin being around this person, you should make an attempt or make an effort to be able to get out of that situation. Because at the end of the day, I know I do, and I know a lot of people, that have been through narcissist abuse. We care about your safety. We care about you getting out. So you have to realize enough is enough, and you have to make a decision not only for you sometimes, but also for your kids and other family members that might be being hurt by this narcissistic person that you chose to be with. I know a lot of times I've spoken, and also, other people have spoken that, sometimes we make these choices and we don't want to hold ourselves accountable. And I get it. You don't want to say, well, it's my fault. And, it's not all your fault, but we do have to take some blame and hold ourselves accountable when we're dealing with some of these situations. So let's keep moving, with what I have to say. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So that means that everything that you've been through, you just tired. You fed up. You just don't want to do anything with this person any longer. You don't like being in their presence. You don't like being, around them. You don't like the things they say to you. A lot of narcissists, what I've seen, they do and say things that, especially around people, they'll say, nasty things like you're fat or, you need to lose some weight or, things like that. Or maybe you don't look the same like you used to. And, they do all these things. And it's just a throw digs on. It's playing with our emotions. And it's also, playing with the psyche, in your brain. So therefore, once they get down deep enough in there, they're stuck there. So you're hearing that voice, you're fat. You're hearing that voice, you're ugly. You're hearing those, that voice constantly over and over. Even when you leave this person, if you don't go through counseling and situations like that to deal with these actual situations, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're worse off than where you was with the narcissist. So you have to realize that. And we have to, learn from our mistakes and learn from things and keep moving. So when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you're going to act. That's when you're going to drop down to your knees and go to God in prayer. That's when you're going to read the Bible more. That's when you're going to study narcissist abuse more. That's when you're going to watch YouTube videos more. That's why you're probably here. Think about it. You're here to learn more about narcissist abuse. So you wouldn't be here if it wasn't something beneficial for you. You wasn't getting something out of it. So you have to realize, when you're sick and tired, that's when you're going to make probably your best move. It won't be your final move, but it might be your best move, which is actually leaving and getting out and dealing with, the things that you have been dealing with for some of us in the last few years, some of us 10, 20 years and longer, so forth and so on. So when you fed up with the abuse, I also think that's another key indicator. Because some, I hear stories, on some of these groups on social media where, they talk about narcissist abuse, from male and female points of view. And some of these people, they just get fed up with the abuse. And I'm talking about physical abuse and the emotional abuse. They just get fed up with it. So that's when they actually make a decision, or they start at least contemplating on leaving. So you have to realize, look how much time it took, how many years went by of suffering and beatings and things like that before this person actually, like I just said, they just sick and tired of being sick and tired. So they fed up with the abuse. So all of a sudden it started getting in their head, I got to get out of here. Life is much better than this. Life is too short. I have things that I want to do. This person is wearing me down. I wanted to go to Australia. I wanted to go here and there. I wanted to visit. I haven't been anywhere because I've been stuck in this narcissistic, abusive situation with this person. So when they start hearing those voices, which is God, and talking to you, hey my child, you need to get out of the situation. So I believe when you're fed up with the abuse, I think that's when those decisions, they become, I ain't gonna say they become easier, but you start hearing them and you want to start acting on it. So you start coming to the social medias and looking at people posts, and you start reading books like I just mentioned. You start coming to the YouTube channels because you want to know, what is Solomon talking about today that probably can help me through my situation, because my situation can't end like this. I can't end in a situation being with this narcissistic person, knowing that they don't love me, they don't care for me, all they do is abuse me. I'm talking about all the abuses, but that's all they do. So at some point, at some time, you have to realize enough is enough. Your mind can't take it anymore. So that emotional abuse, like I told you before, to me, emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse, because physical abuse, I ain't gonna say all cases, because we know we have some, where they do stuff to you, like throw battery acid on your face and things like that, or acid period on you, or burn you up. So those things you can't, heal. But some of them, is a punch to the face, slap to the face, punch in the stomach, things like that. 9 times out of 10 you can come back from, because it's physical. It's that emotional abuse that, they start getting into your mind. Like I said, they start calling you fat, ugly, or you too skinny. You never can be perfect with the narcissist. You never can be, good enough is what I'm saying. Nobody's perfect. But what I'm saying, you never can be good enough for the narcissist. So they'll play on those emotions. Like when they see you picking up weight, hey baby, you put on a few pounds. That's really something to tell, your significant other? Probably not. Or they'll tell you, what, you're so skinny, but you've been working to lose weight, all this time to lose weight. You dropped the weight to 15, 20, 30 pounds. Now you done lost the weight. Now you got this person tell you too skinny. You never can win. That's one of those battles you never will win. And again, if that person is constantly putting you down, you have to say enough is enough. So remember that. Moving forward, protect yourself from yourself. What do I mean by that? Sometimes I think we so in our own minds and our own emotions and things like that, we don't know if we're coming or going. The narcissist, or any person that's evil, everybody, obviously everybody in the world is not narcissist, but there are a lot of people in the world that are narcissists. So yeah, play on words. But what I want to say is, you have to protect yourself from yourself. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we hurt ourselves by staying in situations longer than what we need to. So we have to know, when enough is enough. So when are you gonna just stand up for yourself? When are you gonna talk back to the person that's talking down to you? When are you gonna start throwing digs at that person? Now, do you have to go back and forth? No, but I do believe you do have to stand up for yourself and actually take up for yourself in certain situations. And that's to let that person know that they no longer can mess with you or tell you just anything. I've had to do it in workplace situations, even in the military. You'll have a group of guys think they can pick on you and clown on you. But then when you stand up for yourself, you just find the one that's the main bullet. When you stand up for yourself and actually tell them something, and you tell me, hey, I'm about my father's business, people start acting a little bit different around you. Sometimes a lot different. So they like, okay, Solomon can stand up for himself, or whatever your name is. Like, okay, they're not the same person I used to pick on a year ago, or a few months ago, or a few years ago, or whatever the case is. So they know that, this is a different person. And you need to be that different person in different situations. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself and let other people know that I'm not the one to be played with. Don't come around here with your little, your little insults and all of those things, thinking that you're going to get a rise out of me, because I'm going to pay you with nothing but dust. So just keep that moving and learn from that, and realize that it's bigger than you. So everything that anybody that's trying to do to you, whether they narcissists or just some people just evil, let's just put it out there. Some people are just evil. They don't care, and they just want to spew out hate. They got people that's racist. They got people that just don't like other people for whatever reason. It's a whole bunch of things we can go over. They don't like you because of the way you dress and things like that. That's neither here nor there. Just realize that enough is enough, especially when you're dealing with narcissistic abuse. So protect yourself from yourself. And you have to realize this at some point, at some time, you need to leave. And that's going to be up to you. Like I said, I'm not telling you to go get a divorce, but at the same time, if you know in your heart of hearts that, something is not right, my significant other is always cheating on me, they beat me, they doing all these different things and putting me down, you probably need to leave. At the end of the day, especially you feel like your life is in danger. When it's one of those situations, you're gonna need to leave. It's not a probably to it. You have to get out of there to protect yourself from yourself, and you also have to protect your children, and then, like I said, other family members, because some of us have in-laws and things like that that's living at the house also. So if you have this narcissistic partner that's very abusive and very crazy, you have to do something about it, and you have to move forward and move past the situation that you're in. Don't stay stuck in the situation. I got a video about that, about staying for the kids, and what I said in that video, you can go check it out. It's basically, you can't stay for the kids just because the kids are there. When you're being beaten or emotionally abused and things like that, you have to stand up for yourself in that situation, and then hopefully you can take the kids with you, or you have to come back for your kids. So check that video out. I'll try to link that video. I'll link that video in the description about staying for the kids. It was a real good video. So let's move on next to the next Bible verse. This is going to be Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters. Yeah, I know y'all done heard this verse before, but no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. And in this case, what I'm saying is you cannot serve the narcissist and serve God. You can't serve the devil and serve God. You can't. It don't go. It's like all in water. You ever took a little pail of water, a little pail, pour water in there and pour it all in there? It don't go together. It doesn't dissolve in there like a powdered drink or anything. It just doesn't go together. So you have to realize that these two things can't operate. So you can't, do both. So let's get into that, what I'm talking about. You can't serve the narc and God. So what I mean by that, if you worshiping the narc, like everything the narcissist is doing, and you scared of them and this, that, and the other, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. So if you're scared of another man or another woman because of what they might do to you, you might need to get out of that situation. You have to get out of that situation for your own sanity. Just realize that. So let's move along. You can't be all good and all evil. Think about that. So you can't just go around, let's go all the way on the other end of the spectrum. You can't go around just murdering people, but then at the same time, you all good and just nice and can be. That's something that's probably wrong with you, is what I'm saying. I know we don't have murders, and that's not what I'm saying, but what I am saying, though, you can't just be, all good. So the narcissists, they come off as good, so they two-faced is what I like to call it. So what they really doing, they act one way in front of your family members, real nice, opening doors, saying yes ma'am, yes sir, and then as soon as those people leave, you get this demon. They beating you, and they hitting you and cursing you out and calling you out your name and putting you down. Okay, so it's either one or the other. Either they all evil and they putting on an act as good, or they're all good and they putting on an act as evil. You have to make a decision. I'm willing to bet you that the narcissist in these cases, if they beating you and doing things, they all evil. It's not an act. They evil. So when they acting good around people, that's just a front. That's just faking the funk, is what I like to call it. That is what they're doing. They faking the funk. So you can't stay around that person and expect for your life to just be, glorious. I mean, how would it be glorious if you're with this person and every time you're around, you don't even want to go home? You pull up in the driveway, or some of us drive down the street, you see their car in the yard. I've said this before, but you keep driving. Or, they call you don't want to answer the phone. They text you don't want to answer the text. You just don't want to be bothered with this person. And you're married to this person. So you have to think about this. So if you're in turmoil like that, man, get the packing. You need to get up out of there. And what I will say, if you're going to do that, don't make the mistake of telling the narcissist or telling this person that's doing all these things to you to have you and your children scared. Don't make the mistake of telling them what you're about to do. Don't tell them, oh, well, I'm about to get a divorce. I think that's a bad idea. And I'm a man. I'm telling you, I think that's a bad idea. I think if you tell them now, this can go a few different ways. They might go into love bombing to try to keep you in and, you know, woo you over. Or they might up the ante on all the abuse. So you might be going from getting beat to they trying to kill you because they realize you're trying to leave them. And you know how they used to say, they usually have that narc smirk, and then they will say something like, you will be with nobody else but me. So that means, to me, that's a threat. So they're trying to kill you. So enough is enough. So when you make the decision that enough is enough, you have to also make the decision. You have to work your plan and plan your work when you're going to go out with your exit strategy or your escape plan. That don't mean you have to tell them, hey, you know what, I'm going to be moving out next week. No, you do what you have to do. I'm man or female, you do what you have to do. You go ahead, stack up your money, whatever you need to do. If you need to go stay with a family member, whatever you need to do, you do it. And you got to do it on a day that they off. A day they at work, or they off on a fishing trip, or they went for a girls' night out, and you like, that's your night to get all your stuff together and get out of there. You call a couple of friends over, y'all pack up the stuff you need to pack up, change your phone number, and boom, you're out. I think a lot of times we like, well, I had that phone number for years. What is your point? You've been going through abuse for years too, and you leaving that, so why not just change the phone number to you? The friends that you need to talk to, you can still have, you know what I'm saying, contact with those people, you know, but tell them also, don't give out my phone number to this person because of the situation. So just realize that. Okay, let's keep moving. We almost done with this one. Most of us hate the narcissist. Let's just be honest. I know hate is a big word. A lot of people don't like to use the word hate, but most of us actually hate the narcissist or hated the narcissist at some point. So my thing is, if you didn't got to that level and you hate this person, that's tough. That's bad. That means that a lot of things, you know how you start off love and not going out, y'all holding hands, they open the door, but then they did a 180 that flip. So now the mask didn't slip and they full 100% narcissist on you, and now you hate this person. Again, before the situation goes any further, I recommend, you know, like I said, planning your work and working your plan, meaning planning your exit strategy so you can get out of the situation. Because not all situations are the same. Some of them you can't leave, and it might be financial, it might be this, it might be that, it might be the other, but some of them you can leave, but we choose to stay because we think we can fix this person. We think maybe they're going to change. We think that it's going to work itself out. And we do all this thinking, and years go by, and we're still thinking and thoughting and thunking and whatever you want to call it. We're doing all this thinking, and yet still, if you look at the before and after, I look at another thing of these different groups I'm part of, you'll see the before and after pictures of some of these women. I don't see men too much. I do see some, but you see before, like when they was with the narcissist, and then it could be 2 months after them leaving the narcissist, and they're like two totally different people. That's because that person decided enough was enough. They wanted to get their life back. They wanted to get the way they look back. They wanted to get their finances back. They wanted to get, you know, things they wanted to do in life, having fun. They wanted to get that part of their life back. The narcissist is there to kill, steal, and destroy. They there to hate you. And they do it so convincingly so that you end up hating them. And that's just them, you know, like my wife says, it's like some residue that's left on you. So now you're stuck in a situation where you never was a person to carry hate, but now you hate this person to the core. And some people will go as far, you know, they're wishing them dead and things like that. I don't recommend wishing anybody dead because you can't come back from that. I don't recommend praying for somebody dead because, again, you can't come back from that. What you need to do, you need to man up, woman up, get out of the situation, get the help you need, and get out of there. You know, at some point now, I realize when you're first in the situation, yes, you're going to have to, you know, go through some things and, you know, you're back and forth. Trust me, I know I've been there. You know, you want to leave, and then you leave, and then you come back, and then you leave again, and you come back. But at some point in time, you have to stand your ground. Like, I'm leaving, I'm not coming back. It's no return. It's like one of them, it's like buying a one-way ticket, you know, on an airplane. Okay, well, your whole point of doing that is you not coming back to where you left from. So you need to think about that. When you leaving a narcissist, it should be a one-way ticket out of there. It's no return flight. It's no return bus ticket. No, it's time to go and stay gone. So that's what no contact is. That's what gray rock and all these things are. It's all tools put in place for you to be able to get help that you need. So realize that, and realize that enough is enough when you're dealing with narcissist abuse. But you have to be the person that make the decision. It's not being the bigger person. It's not being the best person. It's being the person that's protecting yourself from yourself, like I just discussed. That's my video for today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Also, hey, put this up here. Subscribe, to the channel by clicking the bell. Also, like this video by hitting the thumbs up. Comment on the video. I love when you comment. I try my best to comment back as much as I can. And then also share this video. If you think this video can help someone, share it out on all the social media. Share it out if you have a YouTube channel, and I will appreciate it. That's a way to, help with growth for the channel. I thank you for tuning in. And again, if you're in a narcissist situation and you need to get out, and when you make up in your mind that enough is enough, oh, trust me, you're gonna get some stuff moving in. You're gonna start packing some clothes. You're gonna start, getting things, maybe getting the storage and moving some stuff in storage, little by little, until you get to a point where, okay, I got my exit strategy. I'm ready to go. Hey, that's the video for this week. I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time on Faith-Based Workplace. All right.